nothing else is open. Oh wait, am I destabilized? Was it Discord?
Sound good now?
Weird.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. It seems like Discord was doing something fun. We have now closed Discord. No idea what was going on with that, because beyond that, internet should be fine. So I'm not sure why it was doing that. But hopefully it's fixed. Let us know if there's any other hiccups. It seems to have stabilized. So it isn't a stream without tech issues. Ginny, I think it started to cut out right when you were describing Susan. Can you give us one more rundown of Susan?
So I'm playing Susan. She is this lovely lady, loves her little dresses, her little sun hats, clutches her pearls sometimes. She runs a baking blog. She adores baking, and she will absolutely bring you cupcakes. She has these 3 lovely kids. You know, perfect life. Just don't mention that she is a little bit hairy and has these sharp teeth, and she's just in general kind of Bigfoot-ish. Bigfoot life, but you know, you wouldn't mention that, right? Because that's just rude.
It is rude. You know, you just don't call people Bigfoot to their face. It's
No, I'm not going around calling you human.
Imagine if every judge would go around just judging people by the size of their shoes.
I mean, you know what they say about big feet. You have big shoes. That's about it.
I
Well.
mean, if you have one big
Wow.
foot, then there's an issue.
If there's only one, if the other one,
only one,
you're just going to have trouble buying shoes is the problem.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, that is the lovely cast. Now that we finally got through that tech hiccup, I am Corinne. I will be your keeper. You can find me as Manic Pixie Girl on Twitter, and that's Pixie without an E because someone already took it with an E. This is Roll the Roll. We play lots of tabletop games. We do a lot of Pathfinder 2E right now, but we also do Monster of the Week and some D&D 5E. Generally speaking, we're always going to be using Roll20 when we play games because Roll20 is our preferred method of virtual tabletop. And honestly, I think everyone should try it because it's really cool and it has lots of support even for stuff like Monster of the Week. We use Roll20 every time because that's how we roll. And now we're going to start rolling some dice.
Alright.
Alrighty, everybody. For anybody who hasn't seen a Lake Wonder game before, Lake Wonder is Roll the Roll's basically cinematic universe for Monster of the Week and also like Tales of the Loop. It is a small town in Washington, up near the Canadian border. It has a beautiful lake. Some weird shit happens in Lake Wonder. There's been some dinosaur aliens. There has been some weird stuff happening with dreams. There's been just sightings of Bigfoot in the woods. It's just one of those towns where just about anything could happen. And it's not too weird that we're having something else a little strange going on today. So I would like all of the characters, all the players, to just describe what their character was doing today. Just a short little blurb. Well, what was going on? What's going on in their life? This time we're going to start from the bottom up. And so, Ginny, what's Susan up to today?
So Susan obviously got her kids to school. She has a 16-year-old who is very much not a fan of getting up on time, and a 13-year-old and a 7-year-old, and especially the 7-year-old is a bit too much of a fan of getting up on time. It's a bit of a thing. And then when they got to school, she went on and started baking because, you know, you need to update your blog regularly. So right now she's making these lovely specific cupcakes that are gluten-free, but they have this little special something, and she just finished decorating them with like the prettiest little stars.
Aw, that sounds adorable. All right, time out. What's Robin up to today?
Robin's been out wandering again with their little books and trinkets and looking at these many spots of you that just have strange vibes in Lake Wonder, because sometimes places with very particular energies work better for certain spells.
Makes sense. Just getting up to some hexy business then, that is.
Pretty much.
All right.
Learning to know the place, you know.
Very cool, very cool. Alrighty. Next up, Mina, what's Eddie doing? I think Eddie, we are picking up in a very peculiar place, aren't we?
Yes, we are actually picking up right after season 2. So Eddie is currently waking up, and the soon-to-be maybe mayor's house. Forgot his name.
Chip Winger.
Yeah, Chip Winger. In his basement, of course.
What a weird place to be.
What a weird place to be. And nobody is next to Eddie.
So
that is creepy.
What's a bit of a rundown of just kind of the gist of what happened to Eddie before this? What was going on?
So Eddie and a group of his friends were in the dream world saving one of the teenagers that was in a coma, and found out that there was this elf king who was making all the kids sleep and caused some kids to go into a coma. So the group of kids went in to save Lake Wonder's young, and they did with weird magic, off the wall sailor scouts kind of power.
it was the power of friendship.
Yeah. Yeah. No. It wasn't the power of love. It was the power of darkness that saved Lake Wonder's young.
So there might be some sort of satanic panic later when everybody realizes their children were saved through the power of darkness.
Yeah. That's Eddie for you.
Wonderful.
So now Eddie was supposed to return with the others, but they're not there.
Yeah.
Nor is Chip Winger.
He's just
interesting
in the would-be mayor's basement for reasons.
Probably chained up. Yes, chained up.
Chained up.
Chained up.
Very concerning. Okay. Yeah.
I would like to thank Bill for the bits. Thank you so much for the bits, Bill. And I would like to thank everybody who has followed so far. We had Mina with her resub. Thank you, Mina. We had Arnaut with the follow. Time with the follow. Illuminous Night with the follow. So thank you all so much. And I thank Lilith with the follow, which I believe is Hamna, maybe? All right. Oh, and I do want to say, if anybody from the chat has any questions, just let us know. At Roll the Roll, we're happy to answer questions as we play. We won't, immediately interrupt a scene, but I will go back to them and answer them after. So, alrighty. Next up, what has Lucky been doing today?
Well, solving mysteries is all well and fun, but to live in a society, you also need a day job. And Lucky's day job is working in a cemetery. Everyone always thinks that sounds spooky, but it mostly involves a lot of gardening. So this afternoon, Lucky was weeding the walking paths so that they're nice and crisp.
Nice. So
someone's got to do it.
Making sure that cemetery looks nice.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Drake, what have you been up to today?
Drake has been, he's kind of skipped class. And when he, before things happened, he had skipped class with Betty, Susan's oldest daughter. And they were kind of smoking on the roof.
Just hooligan stuff, right?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
That's right. Fight the system.
Yeah.
All right. Last but not least, what was Fatoon doing today?
So Futun works at the local park as a park ranger. The reason that they took this job was because they had it on good authority that Bigfoot lives somewhere around here, and where better to find Bigfoot than in the park, in a forest, right? Like, obviously. So they recently saw Susan and her family come in for a visit at the park. And so they had been going around sort of looking at all of the tracks that they left, trying to collect samples of fur if they can find any, things like that, because they're convinced that perhaps there's like a nest or something similar in this forest, or maybe something else secretive about Bigfoot that they can figure out if they follow around what Susan was just doing all day at this park.
Wonderful. All right. So that is where we start off. We have all of our wonderful hunters who haven't, some of them hadn't met each other, all of them haven't yet. They've never worked together before specifically, although we do have Eddie, who is a seasoned hunter by this point. Eddie's got some experience. Everybody else, is pretty new to this. They may have some knowledge, but they haven't done any actual hunting so far. Something strange is about to happen in Lake Wonder. And so we're going to get right into it. Let's get a change of music. Da, 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 da. There's music I want to use. Oh no, I lost it. No, I guess I'm sticking with that music. I lied. All right. There will be different music soon, though. All right. So, since Eddie, we're picking up directly where the character left off. Eddie, we're going to start with you. All right, Eddie. Between one breath and the next, you realize that the others are gone, as you mentioned. You're still in the basement, but Aunt, Eliza, Tiff, and Darius are nowhere to be found. The air is stale and it's dark, but you remember the way out well enough. What would you like to do?
Well, first off, he's going to get up and dust himself off a little bit. Looking around, he felt kind of back in his, when he was 14, kind of lost in a bit because nobody was there. He kind of calls out for Darius, and he's like, Darius, where are you? Where is everybody? Hello?
You
He
don't
waits
even
for
hear
a second.
crickets.
I'm gonna go upstairs. So I start walking upstairs, and I poke my head out when I get upstairs. I'm like, Darius, where are you? And then I kind of snap my finger a little bit, and then I start using the sight. So it's maybe they're invisible.
All right.
I look around.
As you look around, you don't see your friends. You don't see anyone. However, you do notice that everything has a slightly strange look to it. It's almost as if everything is glowing just a little bit. It's not something you've seen before.
This is a strange aura around here. I don't think I'm back in the real world. I think I'm still in a dream world. I'm gonna go check outside. And I start heading outside.
All right. As you get outside, it's even more unsettling out here. When you were in the house, you could have assumed maybe the friends just left. But there's no one out here, which is weird. You would think middle of the day you'd see somebody around. The strangest thing, though, is that you feel eyes on you. It's like something or someone's watching you.
I kind of reach down and I pull out my gun. And I kind of like, whoever you are, you better step out right now, or I'm going to shoot.
You
Nobody
hear
stepping out.
nobody steps out. You hear a little bit of rustling, but it seems like it's probably just the wind.
And I look down the whole entire neighborhood, and there's like nothing. It's completely empty.
Yep, no one here. Oddly enough, though, you do see that there is a car idling nearby. It's as if someone just left it.
I'm going to test it, even though it's stupid, and I just let the gun go.
Oh, wow, you're getting right
Just
in
like, just to see if anybody will come out.
All right, so the gun goes off. It is loud, almost definitely loud in this silence. And it echoes, it does this long, like, and you don't even see any birds flutter. It's empty out here. Now, we move to someone else. Who would like to wake up next?
Wake up.
All right. That was Ginny. That was you, right?
Yep.
Okay, it wasn't directly the stream. I was like, it sounded like you. All right. So, Susan. You blink, and when you next open your eyes, you're standing at the kitchen stove. A pot of something, soup maybe, that you don't remember starting, has begun to boil over.
I reach for it and quickly like take it, go to take it off the stove, grab for a tea towel at the very last moment, go make it up, and then at that moment I realized like I was decorating cupcakes earlier, and I sort of look around for the cupcakes that I was making and photographing. So.
As you're looking around for those cupcakes, you don't see any. Maybe you weren't making cupcakes. Maybe you're making soup.
Yes. Soup. All right. So I take it. I had the soup off the heat. Go take off the heat. Go and open my pantry to see what I've got there. Like if maybe I put away the cupcakes. That's possible.
All right. As you open up your pantry, it looks pretty normal. You don't spot any cupcakes. You don't really spot anything that it looks like you've made recently. You just see normal like ingredients, things that haven't been used yet. However, as you're looking in the pantry, you notice the clock that's nearby. It's stopped at noon, or maybe midnight, but it's not moving anymore. There's not the click of those hands.
Can I go look outside what time it is according to that?
Yeah.
Oh no, I would probably have a mobile phone.
Yeah. So you, I assume you pull out your phone?
Mm-hmm.
So you pull out your phone, and there's no signal, which is strange. The clock is also stopped.
Any messages from any of the kids or from Carl?
When you go to look through your messages, you have some old ones, but nothing new. You're basically just looking at messages you remember reading maybe days ago. Nothing super pressing or anything. Nothing new.
That was okay. The kids. I need to get to the school and see about the kids because this isn't normal. I need to, and I think just in a fugue state, I grab one of my iron skillets off the wall and just sort of take it along, not even quite realizing why, and go off to the school.
All right. As you open the door to your house to step outside, it's abnormally quiet out there. Usually, you could hear your neighbors mowing their lawns or cars driving by, but it's almost like the world has been shrouded in silence. Suddenly, a door slams. Once. Twice. 3 times. And when you look around, you spot that your neighbor's door is open, swinging in the dead air, as if somebody had just run out, without closing it all the way.
Jared? Jared? Hi? Hey, Jared? Marie? Either of you? Are you? This is. Let's go. Jared, Marie?
And then you hear a gunshot.
Okay, this is not right. I'm off to school. I'm off to check on my kids.
Alrighty. Next up, who's gonna go next? Do we want to get Robin? What's Robin doing? So
What?
let's find out what Robin's doing. Robin. Here we go. Robin, you feel purring against your chest. It's Nisa. Was that correct how to say it?
About Nissa.
Nisa? Okay. It's Nisa. You're sure of it. Although you don't remember taking a nap, she seems happy enough with the situation. As your eyes open, you realize you're staring up at the sky. It's overcast, but the clouds don't seem to be moving anywhere fast.
I yawn a bit and absent-mindedly start petting Nisse, and then I'm just sort of staring at this overcast sky for a few moments before I'm like, wait, no, that's weird. So I sit up with this cat still with this kind of smelly, ruffled up cat still in my arms. Just sort of shuffles him up onto my shoulder for now, and look around, trying to remember where was I? It was definitely not day nor overcast last time I checked, I don't think.
And as you kind of sit forward, Nisei falls into your arms. And once you're sitting, you notice two things very, very quickly. One, you're on top of Lake Wonder's comic shop. Two, the town below you is incredibly empty. It's as if everyone just stopped what they were doing and left. Cars are idling, there's a bus with no passengers, and a basketball is rolling down the road, unaided.
I'm on top of what now?
Lake Wonder's comic shop. You're literally laying on the roof.
Oh, well, I climbed up on the rooftops before, but this was an odd choice. They think. I don't smell any alcohol on my breath, so I don't think that shouldn't be a problem either. They confused, starts pulling out their little book to flip the pages, just in case, like, did I do some weird spell? Did something go very wrong? I don't think I've ever pulled off something powerful enough to make an entire town disappear. That would be extremely unfortunate, and Lucky would kill me if Lucky's still here.
And as you start flipping through your book, you hear a gunshot.
Where did it come from? Do I hear that?
It seems like it's coming from the neighborhood that's near the school.
Okay, that's also very concerning. Robin is gonna brush themselves off and move over, look around until they find some sort of ladder or just about any way to climb down from there and start heading towards the sound, since at the moment that and this is the only things making sounds.
Yeah, everything else is deathly quiet. All right, so with that, let's go to Lucky, I think. Lucky, you're about to wake up. Lucky, you don't remember closing your eyes, but when you open them again, you're standing at the bottom of a half-dug grave. That, in itself, isn't at all strange. You do this for a living. But where did all the birds go? Usually you could hear them tweeting, no matter where you were.
Do I have a shovel in my hand?
You do. You have your shovel.
Wouldn't be the first time I got caught up in daydream, but do I remember a burial being scheduled?
You don't remember a burial. Actually, oddly enough, you don't remember there being a whole lot of burials lately. There hasn't been a lot of deaths.
Okay. I'm going to climb out and check if my boss is in his office.
Okay. As you clamber out of that grave, things get even more strange. You remember the flowers on the two closest graves having been long since past their prime, but now they look as new as the day the mourners placed them. Maybe somebody stopped by while you were digging and daydreaming.
Do I have my bag with me?
You do.
I'm gonna take out my notebook and check if I've written anything in it.
All right.
Because I take notes obsessively.
The only thing in your notebook is, at least recently, is a bus schedule. Nothing else of note.
Okay. I'm gonna quickly write down that I was digging a grave. Didn't remember. We're gonna write down the flowers, and I'm writing in script that I made up when I was in high school, so that no one can read my notes. And I'm gonna head to my boss's office, Wilson Hill. Will.
As you get into the office, it's empty. The coffee pot is burbling, the percolator, but the pot hasn't been put under it, so it's just going onto the plate and sizzling. There is an abandoned coffee mug nearby. But other than that, you don't see any hide nor hair of Will.
I pick up the landline and try to hear if there's a tone.
It is giving the burp sound. This line is busy.
This is very weird. Well, no point in trying to do a job. I gotta go investigate.
As you step back out of the office, you hear that gunshot again.
I was gonna go to my house, but this is more pressing. I'm running.
And there's a dog barking. Ignore that. It's not really there. It's a dream dog.
I didn't hear a dog.
All right. Next up, Fatoon. Fishy, you're going to be last because you're closest to where that gunshot went off. All right. Fatoon, you breathe deeply, opening your eyes to survey the forest around you. You don't remember taking a break, but this tree stump makes a pretty great seat. The longer you look, though, the more a feeling of unease settles in your bones. You don't recognize these trees, this layout, this path. You know this forest like the back of your hand, and yet you seem lost.
Moon stands up and sort of looks around at the trees, maybe goes up to one and runs their hand along the bark to see if they recognize the type of tree that it is, whether it seems to fit with the area with the park, the type of foliage that we would see around here.
So the tree, it does seem like the type of tree that would be in this park. However, it seems very old. This tree has been around a long time. It's huge. And you know that if you were to cut this tree open, it would have, enough rings to even say it was 100.
Futhun pulls out their walkie-talkie, which they would have as they go around the park to be able to communicate with the other park rangers and the other employees in the park. And they click the walkie-talkie and say, "This is Futhun calling in from sector... actually, I don't know where I am."
At first you hear no response at all. And then a burst of static. And then nothing again.
Futhun tries fiddling with the channels a little bit, trying to see if they can maybe find a better connection on a different channel. Maybe this one's just full right now.
As you start fiddling with the walkie-talkie, kind of going through the channels, at first, it's just static. And the longer you go at it, though, you start hearing bits of conversation. But it doesn't seem like anybody talking to you. It kind of sounds like you're picking up on a radio or picking up on somebody else's broadcast, but not enough to actually get full phrases, more like just disparate words.
Hmm. Sort of smacking the walkie-talkie a couple times, sighing, putting it away. Futhun looks around and starts walking in just a direction that they think might take them back to somewhere in the forest that they recognize, thinking all the while that they didn't recall anything about Bigfoot having magical powers. The last thing they were doing was following the trail where Bigfoot was. They didn't expect to be transported somewhere else. So they were like taking mental notes of all of this, trying to like update maybe their understanding of Bigfoot. Like maybe Bigfoot is not just a cryptid, but actually has some sort of like arcane abilities, and that's sort of like exciting Futun, even though they're somewhere that they didn't know existed.
All right. As you're kind of running through this, all of this in your head, um, you start to notice a couple things. It's really quiet. The only sound is that of your boots crunching through the underbrush. This time of year, the forest should be bursting with life. The only time it gets this quiet is right before a storm, or in the wake of a fire. But the forecast hadn't been calling for rain.
I suppose then the only thing that's about to happen is a fire, and that's odd, given that we don't have any controlled fires planned for right now, and it shouldn't be wildfire season either. Futhun kind of, as they're walking, slows down a little bit to try and take note of. You mentioned that there's no sounds of any wildlife, so just trying to like pay extra attention to try and see like, are they just being extra quiet? Are they hiding? Or what? Where are the animals?
Yeah, it's as you're listening more closely, it's strange. Usually you'd be able to hear something, a bug scuttling in the undergrowth, a squirrel, a chipmunk, maybe even a bird inside a tree. There's nothing. Only thing there is a soft breeze, and you hear the lapping of water.
I will follow in the direction of the water.
All right. As you start going towards that water, before too long, you spot what looks to be a gravel road. It doesn't seem well traveled, but you remember there being an abandoned access road leading from the northernmost part of the woods towards the town. It's worth a shot to get you back to somewhere you recognize.
Yeah. Futun is definitely going to start following that road, just taking a mental note of all of the different paths that they've taken, so that as soon as they have access to like a piece of paper and a pencil, they're going to write this down, try and sort of map out the area that they've been in, because they definitely want to try and come back at some point.
And as you're following that gravel road, you hear a gunshot. And
Futun kind of like is taken aback for a minute. So they like stop in their tracks as they hear this. They look around, and then they sort of make a beeline towards where they heard that gunshot.
alrighty. Last but certainly not least, we have Drake. All right, let me find my Drake notes here. Here we go. Drake, you blink your eyes open, rubbing sleep from the corners and blinking heavily. You feel stiff, but this isn't a new feeling. It looks like you fell asleep in the corner of the school library again.
I'm just gonna stand up and stretch. Like, wait, where's my smokes?
As you stand up and stretch, a magazine falls out of your lap. It looks like you were sitting in one of the squishy chairs in the back of the periodical section. As you kind of pat yourself down, you do find your cigarettes.
Okay. Whew. Okay, got my smokes, got my knife. I think I'm good. Don't know what happened, but there we go. Oh, I have a like a beginning of mystery move that might actually fit here.
Yeah, go for it.
Uh,
What's that move?
Okay, it's a Destiny's Plaything. At the beginning of each mystery, roll plus weird to see what is revealed about your immediate future. On a 10 plus, the keeper reveals a useful detail about the coming mystery. On a 7 and 9, you get a vague hint. On a miss, something bad is going to happen to you.
All right, yeah, you can roll that.
Okie dokie.
Roll your weird for me.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Ooh.
Oh, yep.
So you stand up,
Oh.
pat yourself down for your smokes, and as you do so, this feeling of dread washes over you. This is something you felt before, this feeling of not being in control of your own destiny, of being a puppet in your own body. And as you go to uh, light one of your cigarettes, still in the library, mind you, the lighter you have in your hand first fizzles, and then you try and strike it again, and then it pops in your hand. You take one harm.
Okay. So, actually, I have being invincible. I always count as having 2 armor. Does that apply here, or do I still?
I would say in this case, because this is destiny deciding that your lighter explodes, you still take the one harm. But any other
Destiny
scenario,
decides.
yeah.
So Destiny says today I just take one to the face.
Yeah. Destiny has decided today is not your day. You're not getting a smoke, and your lighter's broken, and your hand kind of hurts.
No armor against destiny.
Yep.
Yeah.
When it's Destiny yourself, the plot armor doesn't work. Thank you so much for the follow. the Karup. The Karup? Not sure how to say that one.
Kuro. Hi, Axel.
Alrighty. So, you now have a broken lighter, a cigarette between your lips, and as this entire thing goes down, you notice something. Usually, as soon as you pulled out that lighter, a librarian would have run up to you and been like, "No smoking in the library!" But that didn't happen this time.
The one time my damn lighter doesn't work, and there's nobody to. Damn it. At the same time, though, that is kind of weird that nobody's here. Guess I'm gonna just throw my lighter in the trash and I guess go wander the halls and look around.
All right.
See if I see anybody, because classes should be going on, right?
They should, yeah. As you go to toss this lighter in the trash, a loud buzz breaks the silence of the library. The book elevator has returned to the main floor with books in it, but no librarian. And you startle just a little bit.
That's weird. As if I didn't hate school before. It's here in the elevator. I think I am gonna startle, and I'm gonna just haul ass out the library. Well, not run, but sort of that brisk walk where I'm not running, but I'm trying to get away, trying to look cool about it.
The I'm a cool guy, totally not afraid, but I'm getting out of here really fast walk.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
So as you start rushing out of the library, about as cool as you can still be while you do it, you push the doors open and they bang against the walls, echoing down the hallway. It's silent. You hear a bell ring, a class bell. But usually that would signal either people rushing into or out of classes. And yet, the halls stay empty.
Okay, there is nobody. Shit. I'm gonna pull up my phone and see if just without even looking, let's pull up my phone and drop Betty a text. Where you at? What's up?
You, as you
What
pull
are
your
you
phone
doing?
out, try to send that message, you realize you have no signal, and the message just keeps spinning.
Alright, guess I'm just gonna start wandering halls and peeking in classrooms and stuff. I don't.
As you start wandering, you hear a gunshot. It's really close to school. You think it's by the neighborhood that's just nearby.
Okay, new plan. I'm pulling out my switchblade and I'm gonna go check out the gunshot because that doesn't normally happen.
Not in a town like Lake Wonder, no. Uh,
Not gunshots,
no.
but you know.
All right. I think we have everybody then going towards the source of that one sound, which we know is Eddie. All right. I would like to thank Cody. Thank you very much for the bits. And Tunuska for the follow. Thank you so much. All right. So, give me one moment here. Music, music, music. All right. Eddie, after you shot your gun into the air, it created an incredibly loud sound, which was made even louder by the fact that there is literally nobody else around. However, as you stand there, waiting for something to happen, for whoever's watching you to do something, you hear a sound. You hear somebody approaching. And that somebody is Drake.
Before I hear anything, I'm gonna go ahead and put my gun away, conceal it, and then I'm just gonna like look around. And that's when I see Drake. I'm like, Drake, that you?
Eddie, what are you doing? Where is everybody? And I come in and I still got the switchblade in my hand and open, like I'm gonna do something.
Was that you in the woods right now?
I just left the school and heard a gunshot and
There's something in the woods. There's looking at us. Anyway, I was just coming out of the Chip Winger's house right there. He's not
Okay.
there.
Yeah, I fell asleep in the library again. There's nobody there. There's nobody in school at all.
There's nobody here either. I'm very concerned now.
How am I the only one at school?
Dude, I don't even know. Why are you even at school?
I thought I was, last time I remember I was skipping class, but
But it's Sunday.
it
Or-
wasn't.
Is it Sunday? Or is it Friday? What is today? What is today?
I thought it was Tuesday, but now I don't even know anymore.
Check your phone. What? Mine is dead.
I've got no signal whatsoever. It's frozen.
And as you guys are trying to figure out what day it is, or what time it is, or why Drake was at school when no one else was, Susan, you have exited your house and you made your way towards this gunshot. It was a couple blocks down from where you were, and you see these two kids who you pretty sure you recognize.
Drake?
Who's that?
That's my.
Eddie?
Is
It's Eddie, right?
is that Bigfoot?
Have you seen
Not
Eddie?
quite.
No? Okay, what's that? Barbie would have been sad if she missed this.
I'm gonna like sort of slowly like palm my switchblade and stick it in my back pocket so that she doesn't see it.
Susan is absolutely running up to you two and going like, "Are you two all right? There seems to be no one here. Have you seen Betty? Drake, have you?"
No, I haven't. The school was like empty. Like I don't know. Like apparently I fell asleep in the library again, and when I woke up, there's nobody there. And
Did you guys hear did you see anything in the woods?
Woods? No, I just need to get to the school. I need to get the kids.
There's apparently nobody at the school. There's nobody here. There's nobody anywhere.
But there has to be. Like I brought them to school this morning.
Well, hopefully that loud noise will bring everybody out. That's what I hope to happen.
Yeah. About that, I heard a gunshot. You two should, I don't know, get undercover or something. We can go into a house or something.
As
Uh,
you're discussing the gunshot, Robin
Yeah.
makes it here. She had been coming from a little bit further in town, having been at the comic book shop. And you've got your cat with you, right?
Oh yeah, the cat is sort of draped like over my shoulder, looking weirdly, almost like a pelt of some sort. If anyone would be horrible enough to do that to a cat, but no, he's spinning. He's very happy to be there.
And you
And
see this group of people all kind of not quite arguing with each other, but being very heated about something.
Oi!
Okay, so there's us, and then there's that. Who's that? What is going on here? Am I still dreaming?
I walk up to the gang and I say, as I hear the last thing that you say out loud, I think, I mean, if you're dreaming, I guess we're all dreaming. That'd be kind of strange. So, you're still here. That's nice. I don't know who you are, but that means I'm not the only one. Seen anyone else around?
Well, I think there's something in the woods. Something staring at us right now.
Something in the woods staring. That's not at all extremely cryptic and creepy. Interesting, though. Do you know what it is?
I haven't found out. I thought it right now. It's still new. I haven't looked.
You all feel that feeling of eyes on you, the hair on the back of your neck raising, and there is a snap in the woods. And another snap, and then a crinkle of gravel, and Fatoon steps out of the woods.
Futun steps out and sees this group of people and is relieved to see others, finally, a sign of life. And they go up recognizing Susan and Robin, and they go up to them and say, "Oh, it's so nice to see people. Hello. I was just in the woods and there is nobody there. There's nothing there."
There's nothing here either, except for
us. I woke up on the roof of the comic shop.
that's where I work. That's my dad's business.
Oh,
What were you doing on top of the roof?
I'm not sure. I don't remember planning to go up there.
How did you even get up there? The only way you get up there is through the window upstairs.
Well, that's also how I had to get down from there. It was a bit of a hustle. I was
Did you see my
looking around to
parents?
try and find it. Nobody was in there. Nice place, by the way. Sorry
Oh,
about
thank
that.
you. So we did a lot of work. Oh. Sorry about what? Did you do something?
No, but the whole, breaking and entering,
Oh.
even if it wasn't. I don't know how I got up there, but I had to go down there, to get down to the ground. Because I didn't feel like jumping down was a good idea. I'd rather keep my legs intact.
You could have used the stairs in the back.
Yeah, but there were no. Yeah, but to get down from the roof itself.
As you guys are discussing this, the last member of the group finally makes it here. Lucky, the cemetery was on the other side of town, but you made it. And you see a large group of people. Some of them you know.
I come jogging up, very much out of breath, like holding my snapback to my head. Robin, what did you do?
Wait, what? I didn't do anything.
All eyes
was-
are on Robin.
I was standing in a grave all of a sudden, and everything was quiet and weird.
Yeah,
Are you
it's
okay?
very quiet and weird. Huh?
Are you okay?
Yeah, I ran here. Holy shit! Um, are y- are you okay?
Susan has been patting down Drake, trying to make sure that he's okay at least, and like was about to move on to Eddie because gotta make sure the kids are okay.
Bethune turns to Susan during this and asks, Susan, you wouldn't have happened to have seen anything weird lately, just before all of this stuff happened, would you?
I mean, I was making cupcakes. They were looking pretty good. Does that count?
Is cupcakes code for something?
They're cupcakes. The blog. I've shared the link with you, right?
Yes. I've been reading that blog very carefully. It's very interesting.
If you ever make anything off of it, I would love to see pictures. It just makes me so happy. And anyway, yes, yeah.
Miss, I'm very sorry to do this to you, but have you looked into a mirror lately?
Oh, that's rude.
No,
Yes.
I mean, she's obviously
Oh.
changed.
Um,
You woke up different.
Oh no.
I turn to Drake. Am I different?
No.
Okay.
No.
Also, I've never met you.
No, I don't meet a lot of people. That's not
Aren't
weird.
How
you?
do you?
Aren't you the one in the cemetery?
Well,
The one that
But-
keeps yelling at me to like stop skating on the grave sites?
well, I'm probably the only one who's telling you that. I hope.
Oh.
But
Uh-huh.
Yes,
I know you. Sorry about that.
well, it's not really. You could just stop doing it instead of doing it and saying sorry every time. But that's
Not gonna
fine,
happen.
I guess.
As you're all gathered here now that you've all gotten together, had a little bit of time trying to figure out what's going on here, that feeling of being watched gets even more obvious. You feel like a weight on your shoulders, and the feeling seems to be coming from the woods, and it's not going away.
Mommy, there's something in the woods.
Would
I
this be a
don't
good
like
time
this.
for the beginning moves?
It would be a good time for the
Yes.
beginning moves, or anybody who has them.
I have some. Let's cast the bones. Let's see.
Because there's certainly a mystery afoot, and you're now all together as a group of hunters.
Edgar's gonna try to use premonition, but nothing's happening. He's like
Oh boy.
very confused.
Ooh, look at that.
Advanced success.
Advanced success on rolling them
Ooh.
bones. All right.
We don't have the
So-
advanced improvement yet, though.
No,
Yeah.
we don't.
Yeah. But you still succeed. You still succeed.
It means I get a few holds for later. Let's
Oh,
see.
nice.
Because so what Cast the Bones does is once per mystery you may perform some kind of divination, tarot, casting runes, etc., to glean information about the future. When you do, you roll, and I get to hold 2 in this case, which means that I can ask any question from the investigate a mystery list or from the following list.
All right. Yeah. Is there any questions that you want to ask
Pretty
right now?
much. Huh. I am gonna have to hold that for later until I can, because I need to think about it.
All right. Sure thing. Just let me know. You can feel free to ask that question. You can save them for later. You cast
Of
them
course.
bones. As you're looking at the bones, or whatever
Well,
way you're
I
doing your
have.
cards, you're looking through your cards.
Hmm.
You feel that this is something big, and you need to look over it a little bit more before you make any snap judgments. Anybody else have some beginning mystery moves they would like to do? All right, Humna.
I've got the one with the plans. So at the beginning of each mystery, I roll plus sharp, and then that will
Right.
determine how ready we are for what we're about to deal with.
All right.
So
Roll plus
let's
sharp.
do that.
Mixed
I got a
success.
9.
All right.
So
Ooh.
on a 7 to 9, I hold 1, and I spend the hold 1 for 1 to be where I need to be, prepared and ready.
All right.
Nice.
So you will be able to be ready for something unexpected in the future.
Okay.
You've never been in this exact situation before, but you're an expert. You've been in other situations, and you know these woods, you know this town. You think you're ready for whatever weird shit is going on right now. All right. Anybody else have another beginning mystery move they'd like to crack out? I think that's it. All right. So, you've taken a little bit of time to figure out what's going on here, just a little bit. And you see a dark shape in the woods. It's too far away to get a good view of it, but it looks like a shadow of some kind.
Holy shit, did you guys see that?
I did.
Does it look like it might be a big one?
What sort of creature is this? That is one of the questions I have hold.
What sort of creature is it?
Yes, what sort of creature is it?
All right, so Robin, you get a slightly better look. Nothing concrete, mind you, because it is very
Of
far
course.
away. But you see what looks to be something human-sized, human-shaped maybe, that's wearing
Yeah.
a dark cloak, and that's what's partially creating that shadowed effect.
Okay, so this is what I'm gaining from my, just to specify, my caster bones. From reading my cards.
Yes,
Mm.
yeah. So you, the cards.
So do I?
Oh, go
So
ahead.
are the cards telling me that this is something humanoid that is around there, or what?
Yes,
I'm a little
yeah. The cards are. You have an idea that the threat to you is humanoid in nature.
Uh-huh.
But there is a magic to it. This isn't just a straightforward human. This isn't just a person in a hood. That's basically the feeling that you're getting, that this is a human, but something more.
Okay.
Does Eddie see any sort of like aura around the shadow other than what's everybody else kind of?
Oh, Eddie, you see so much darkness.
That shadow is way more dark than normal. I don't think it's human.
But we have to follow it, right?
Do we really have
think
to do
we
it
do.
right now? I just got done killing a freaking king.
Did what?
King?
Okay. I think we are still in the dream world. I don't think any of this is real.
How
If
can
we're
you
not,
figure out?
I'm sorry.
How do you figure out if you're in a dream world? We should look at the book where we don't know what the book is, and if it's drawing from our memories, the book would be empty, right?
Try to imagine anything to appear in your hand, like a sword or a shovel or
I imagine
anything.
I imagine a
rolling
cigarette
pin.
lighter.
So, as you're all trying to imagine various things, as you've taken Eddie's direction here, you almost feel like it's working. First, you get this feeling like this, and then nothing. It's like waiting for a pin that never drops.
I can't do
I'm
it.
sorry,
Eddie.
I'm sorry, sweetheart. I don't think it's a dream. Or maybe it is, but just not that kind of dream. Did you just mention killing someone?
Or,
I take a step away from Eddie.
while they are talking,
Who are
Robin
you
starts-
again?
dream world, killing somebody in a dream. And I mean, doesn't anybody ever kill anybody in a dream before?
It is a bad sign if you kill people in dreams. Like, you can totally affect someone's energy with that.
If you say so.
I don't know about that, but that sounds like a very scary dream.
It was a nightmare. This is not a dream. Well, it is a dream. It might be a dream.
It
And we
feels
cannot have anything up here to help us. Then maybe we should be more cautious about approaching that shadow.
okay. So we should take something. I mean, there's no one here. We can just take whatever we want.
Well, there's running cars everywhere. We can probably just drive up there and see what's going on. Who knows how to drive, but I don't.
I mean, I can.
I don't trust you, Drake. I'm sorry.
I mean,
Nope.
I have
I
my
can spell
license,
it
I
off your
do.
breath.
No offense, but maybe we could let the adults drive.
Yeah, there's somebody here who has a ranger outfit. Let's just trust them.
I mean, I'll be an adult in 11 months. Just give me time, okay? I'm right there.
This
I'm
may give you the
good.
time.
Honey, if you want, we can. I'm sure Carl wouldn't mind taking driving classes with you.
That's funny. I have an uncle and an aunt called Carl and Susan.
Nice.
Susan is your aunt.
I do think we should take something more than a car, though. If this creature is really dangerous, you all need some protection. So we should go into a kitchen, get some tinfoil, and make us up some protection, because anything can get into your brain right now.
I mean, I have a really big knife.
I thought it is.
I mean, more metaphysical protection.
Well, who had
I
that
hold up
gun
my
that was
arm.
shot earlier?
Oh, I have a crossbow.
I pull up my.
Do you have a gun?
No, who had that gun who shot earlier?
I don't know. Maybe it was the
You should
person,
be careful
creature?
of that.
Wasn't me.
Was it you, Dre? No, you said you were.
I don't own a gun. No. No.
No, nobody
You
owns a
better
gun.
not.
Nope.
Oh,
I
Eddie.
I have quite a suspicious mind.
Well, let's go check the mayor's house right there. He had a bunch of like weird.
Like, one of my
things in
moves
his
is that I
basement.
have a suspicious mind.
So,
No.
Lucky, you have a feeling that Eddie's asking about this gun so much because Eddie's the one who has a gun. Maybe not the gun that was shot, but at least a gun. You
A
think
gun.
Eddie's really fixated on this gun thing for a reason.
I don't say anything, but I do narrow my eyes at Eddie a bit more. Yeah, you're right. Maybe we should listen to the lead of the adults. Let the kids follow along.
Fine.
We're used to it, Drake. I mean,
I bet you are. Okay. So
Shade.
we should get some tin. Someone should get some tin foil. We should probably get some salt. That's good against
Wait.
all
Oh, I
kinds
have
of
some.
magic.
what
I
do you
have
do with
salt.
the tinfoil and salt, though?
Well, you make a hat out of the tin foil, and
Wait,
I know
what?
people make jokes about it, but it actually works. Like it
Lucky,
reflects radiation.
Lucky.
Wouldn't it be?
So, from what I got, that thing was humanoid but absolutely magical, and tinfoil won't do anything against that. I'm so sorry. Salt
So
is
what
a good Salt is nice, though. I have some in my bag. Shall we go?
Okay, can I have some
Um,
salt then?
Yeah. Here you go.
Thanks.
I kind of
so
like
happy you
drag
had that
Drake
time.
away.
I clutch my salt.
I have more than enough.
I'm gonna drag Drake away. I'm like, these adults are weird. Let's just go inside to see if there's any kind of weapon in there.
All right, so you two are going to go
And I'm-
and look for a weapon before going to find a car with the others. Is that right?
There's a running car right there, right?
Yeah, there is a running car. So,
So we're just gonna go ahead and go inside Chip Winger's house for any sort of, well, if he wants to come, for any sort of weapon.
Yeah. I'm gonna come look for a lighter.
That
And as
too.
the kids walk away, I kind of gather the adults and I'm like,
Or-
guys, I don't know if we can trust this Eddie character because I'm pretty sure that boy was the one with the gun.
How
Are
do you
you
know?
saying he has a gun?
I'm pretty sure he was lying, and that's a weird thing for a little boy to have. Well, little
I
teenager boy, whatever.
I should absolutely, I should get that information to the school. So we should absolutely see a counselor about that. That is not an okay thing.
Does any of you have any martial arts training? Should it come down to it? If we
I
need
have
to.
this, and I hold up my iron skillets.
It's so
Okay.
funny. Eddie didn't even use a gun the whole entire last session.
As I said, I have my knife, my crossbow. But
Maybe I have a
Okay,
crossbow.
maybe we don't talk
crossbow?
that seems
about
cool.
violence against the child.
Not
I'm
against
not
the
even-
child. Why would I use that? Why would
I'm
I
not
use
saying
that against
violence.
the person?
I mean, you agree that a child should not have a gun, right?
Yes, I agree, but I don't
We
think
are in a
we need to talk about shooting Eddie with a
I
crossbow.
was.
or anything.
That's not where I was
Wait.
taking this.
Wait, wait. Why are you talking about shooting people?
All right. The adults continue to be very concerned about Eddie having a gun, while Eddie and Drake go into Chip Winger's house to look for weapons in Eddie's case and a lighter in Drake's case. Take it
Lighter,
away.
book of matches, something that makes fire. Just
Well, Chip Winger has a lot of candles. You're in luck.
He does have a lot of candles. So,
I
as you get
don't
into
want to light
Chip Winger's
incense, just a
house,
cigarette.
there is, first off, a lot of candles. Oddly enough, some of them are still lit, which is a fire hazard. It doesn't take you too long, Drake, to spot a one of those long stick lighters that you use to get down in candles, or to light a
Perfect.
grill. So you find one of those. Do you all keep searching after you find that? Because the candles are everywhere. That was easy to find.
Yeah, let's, I could still look and see if we can find something else useful.
Yeah.
I'd
I'm
take
gonna
the
check to
stick
see if
lighter
there's
and
like a hunting rifle or anything useful.
So, as you're searching around Chip's house, you don't find a hunting rifle. You do find lots of books on martial arts. You find a yoga mat. You find some dumbbells. And you find so many workout clothes. Just like so much. Just like all workout clothes. There's like an entire closet full of workout clothes. Like one full of workout clothes and like one full of the suits that he's been wearing to all of his mayoral debates.
This guy's a weirdo. All right.
Hey,
There's nothing here, Drake. But I did find this, so I kind of like lift the gun out.
All right. So you're trying to make like you found this at
my
Chip's
God.
house.
yeah.
I would just like you to roll a cool roll for me. I want to see if you can keep your composure while you just boldly lie to Drake's face.
My cool went down to -1 or +2 or something.
You do notice that as you're trying to lie, you feel unsettled. You feel off
Oh,
base.
it's a +1.
You feel less prepared than you have in the past.
For some reason, it's not rolling.
It might be asking if you have forward.
No, it's not even showing that up.
Weird.
Hold on. Where's my character's others?
So,
Yeah.
as you pull this gun, like you were trying to make it look like you were pulling the gun out of a drawer, like, oh, look what I found, but like you forgot to open the drawer first. So you just like pulled it out of your own like bag or pocket next to the drawer.
So,
Yeah. Look what I found in my own pocket.
oh, there.
Yeah.
If man, if you want to tell the adults you found it in here, I will back you up. But
Sorry,
on.
Drake.
I mean, I've got your back. But dude, that's. And as I say this, I'm like lighting the cigarette with the stick lighter and finally getting my smoky in.
Can I have one of
Oh,
those?
small though.
Yeah,
I need it.
yeah,
Alright.
yeah. I totally give Eddie a cigarette.
Oh, this is
Oh.
stupid. Why do we
Alright.
get stuck with adults for?
That's
Yeah.
about all you're able to find in the house. But as you're leaving, you do find a large stack of Chip Winger for Mayor little pamphlets that are just like waiting to be passed out. They're on the side table. Looks like maybe he was going to grab them as he left and forgot.
I'm probably gonna burn them. throw in the fireplace if there's one, and then just light it with, just throw a candle in there and just let it go.
Dude, I had a lighter.
Oh well, this helps too. It'll burn longer.
Now it smells like cinnamon, so I guess I can't complain.
The house smells lovingly of cinnamon and burning flyers as you walk out to join the adults.
Futun, was it?
Yes.
Is there a ranger office where there's like a bear whistle or bear spray or something else we can pick up before going after that creep?
Maybe
Yes,
we
we
could head
have-
to your place.
Yeah.
Well-
we have an office that we can go to where we keep all of our supplies, all of the central location. We also have, possibly, if they haven't disappeared with everyone else, some jeeps and other sort of like all-terrain vehicles that we could use to travel through the forest. Because as much as this car could work, I don't know if it'll fare well in the woods.
I don't know anything about cars.
It's the dump truck, right? The dump van that's still running or
Um,
out there.
It was a just like a basic kind of like SUV, big enough to fit all of you. There was also by the comic book shop a bus that was still running that Robin noticed. So if you all wanted to take a bus, you could go to the comic book shop. But the main thing you've just seen a handful of cars here and there. It's probably an SUV, a truck, a normal sedan, and then a full bus over by the comic shop.
An awful lot of gas going to waste from it just running around. That's so good for the environment. Well, there is a road at the very least leading to the office now, so we can probably take the car there.
Yes, we definitely can.
Oh, I'm gonna try a thing. I'm gonna use some magic to probably, if you're gonna take the car, the same. Oh, Seleka, remember that spell I told you I used to get Nissa to point to the cat into the country? I think it might work to like keep the car from being detected. Maybe it would be helpful. I'll just give it a try.
And you're really sure you didn't accidentally summon a shadowy cloaked demon?
I am
and
very
banish
sure I
all
didn't
the-
accidentally. I mean, to be fair, I seem like none of us really remember what the day it was.
It's
and everyone
just you do
broke
like
up in the
playing
wrong
around
places,
with that
but-
stuff and
Hey! No, I did not. I have never made an entire town disappear. That's very strange.
that's a very specific never have I ever though.
Never have I ever made an entire town disappear. Okay, everybody who has, put your finger down.
Oh,
Well,
come on.
Corinne has a drink
Come
now.
on. Do I look like someone who would do that? Actually,
Well-
don't answer that question. So,
We can try it. It's
they are
yeah.
It doesn't hurt to try. And I'm gonna use one of the spells that is going to be my root, since I have used it before, and it's called anti-detection. And on full success, what it does is essentially make that people, creatures, and even certain machines of security, such as metal detectors, seem to just ignore what I'm trying to conceal. They just happen to miss it and not pay attention, although it's technically not invisible at all. People just don't mind it.
Okay, it's basically like people just look over it as if it's not
Yeah,
there.
pretty much. It's like,
Okay.
you know, when you see something in the corner of your eye, but you don't really care about it, that kind of thing. Like, it feels like it should be there. So what they need to do this is they gonna go over to this car and to one of the little back mirror and mutter, and you can hear Robin mutter under their breath, "Oh, I need a black ribbon, black
Take a
ribbon."
step back.
Oh, Susan, that black ribbon on your hat, can I have it?
Why?
Please?
Well, it's part of the hat.
Yes, but or if anyone else has something like a black ribbonish thing that I can tie here, I need it for a
Why?
thing.
What are you?
You'll see. And take the hat, and I tie this little ribbon around it because it needs to be tied somewhere on it.
Okay,
And
so you
I
tied
draw-
it somewhere on the car, like on the mirror or something?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
It's essentially something that can be used as a blindfold needs to be tied somewhere.
Okay.
And it has to be black specifically. And then I draw with my finger the shape of the rune Perro over as I mutter. Låt oss förbli osedda. And I'm gonna roll to use magic and hope for the best. This would be a fun time to fail entirely.
You all become incredibly noticeable.
Right?
You do!
Oh,
So,
no.
6. Okay.
this spell does not work
Yeah.
as intended, and you're not certain why. You feel like you did everything correctly, but maybe you're just off center. Maybe you're still a little weirded out, and you mess up the pronunciation. Instead of making your car not noticeable, it now, every time, even when you look at it, looks like it's sparkling and like playing a pretty like tune, like a jaunty tune, like da 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 da.
The Scooby-Doo theme starts playing whenever you look at it. That's funny because that is what I wrote as a miss. It pulls everyone's attention instead.
So, perhaps you're all hearing different songs. Maybe some of you are hearing the Scooby-Doo theme. But you all, it looks like it's sparkling, and it seems like it's playing music really loudly. Not like so loudly it hurts your ears, but enough that this car is clearly making sound.
Okay, that did not work.
So-
That's literally the opposite of what I wanted.
Maybe it's hidden for everyone else?
I don't think so.
What if
No,
we took the
no.
school bus?
Maybe we should take the school bus. That's less conspicuous.
At this point, I think it is.
Yeah.
Mm.
I want to try to sneak up behind everybody,
Okay.
and then I'm going to like kind of hover over Susan's shoulder, and I'm like,
Isn't Susan like
Yep.
7 feet tall?
yes,
So it's like a looking up, hovering.
looking up, kind of hovering, and like, but everybody still see him, and he's like, "What are you guys doing?"
Sorry.
Oh, you scared me.
Oh.
Eddie, was it Eddie? Yes. You scared me. Are you okay? Is everything okay in the house? Here,
Yes.
Come on here.
Is everybody okay? Yes.
Did you find
What
anything in the house?
Yeah, we found a cigarette lighter and candles and okay, fine, I have this gun, okay? It's right here, it's in my cloak. I don't use it, it's just protection.
Why didn't you say...
What did you say?
Yes, Futun, responsible adults should handle this. I agree.
No,
You go on.
no,
Eddie,
you
Darling,
guys
what
don't
do you
need
need
this.
protection from?
Well, last year there was a cult of lizards, folk.
I
that
knew
we
it!
needed to fight a cause. And then apparently the Elf King was trying to burn down the forest, so we needed protection for that. But I didn't use the gun for that one. I used a flaming sword. And then apparently Arby thought about, I'm not going to mention that as I look at Susan. Look away. There's things in the forest that we don't know about, and that shadow thing is possibly one of those cult-related lizard
Cult. I knew it! I knew they were part of a cult. And they were beamed up by their alien overlords, right?
No,
Or they were taken away in black vans?
no.
Did they all die from
It's-
radiation poisoning
It's
from
fine.
their...
What's your name again? You
Oh.
didn't mention. I don't.
Mine?
No. Theirs.
It's Lucky.
Oh,
Lucky. It's fine, Lucky. Eddie, once this is all done with, why don't you come by and we'll have, some nice snacks. I can bake you something and we'll have a good long talk, right?
Are you part of the cult? Because it kind of sounds like you are the way you're speaking now.
I don't go
It
home
kind
with
of sounded like
strangers, I'm
threat.
sorry.
And I'm just trying to make sure he's okay.
Well, right now, none of us are okay,
I'll ask
so
my
maybe-
mom if she wants to have lunch or dinner with you. I don't feel comfortable going to random strangers' houses and trying
That's
to
fair.
get snacks from a lady.
I'm sorry, sweetheart. I just, you know my daughter. I figured it would be okay. And
Wait,
it
who-
sounds like
Your
Yeah,
daughter is
Betty.
Beth? Okay, I remember.
you're in her class, right? I've seen her picture.
Yeah, it's Drake's friend, like me and with Jenny.
Yeah.
So, as you all kind of finish up getting over the fact that Eddie has a gun and also just claimed all this wild stuff happened to him, you do remember that the car you were going to take is now sparkling and playing music. So, is the plan to go to the school bus?
I
Yes.
take the ribbon back, muttering, and I give back to Susan.
All right. So,
I
Is-
pin it back to my hat and it's not quite there, and I look at it a little sadly because it's not quite as good as it used to be, but I put the hat back on anyway.
So, as you guys head towards the comic book shop, we are going to take a quick break because we're humans and things like bathroom breaks are great. So, let me just take a minute to put us to the Be Right Back screen. Thank you for hanging out with us, stream. We're going to be right back. We're just going to go be humans for a couple minutes. And then we'll be back. I'll say like 5 minutes probably. So, see everybody soon. And all right, camera's out. And now... And we are live. Hello, everybody. We're back. We went and got water and did things like that. All right, so you all head into town, and ooh, your water is transparent because of your background. You all head back towards the comic book shop, and you find the school bus exactly where Robin remembered being still running, still completely empty. Oddly enough, that basketball is still, like, rolling down the road. You, like, see it as you're walking by. You're like, oh, that basketball.
Can I stop it with my foot?
Yeah.
I do. And I pick it up. And I sort of, you know, as you do when you have a little ball, you're like, oh, play it. Robin seen idly playing with this as we walk down to the school bus.
Alrighty, who's gonna drive?
Susan
rock,
probably
paper,
drew a van
scissors.
before.
Wait,
I think Susan looks around everyone and like sees Drake heading
Drake's
for her.
already heading for the driver's seat.
Hand on shoulder.
same as Eddie. It's like, we got this, guys.
Hand on shoulder. Drake. I suggest a couple more classes before that.
Fine.
You'll get there. I sort of look at make eye contact with Platoon, like, do you drive? Do I drive?
Fadoon just kind of gives you a look like, yeah, like you can drive. They've driven like trucks and jeeps and those kinds of things before, but never a school bus, so it's probably best to defer to you.
That's fair. I don't think Susan's driven a school bus, but she's definitely driven minivans.
How
How
convenient!
different can they be?
How convenient that the keys are still in.
So, Susan, when you drive the school bus, when you're gonna go out and then turn, okay? You don't want to do those sharp corners. Bus is gonna flip.
Eddie, how do you know this?
Just don't
Yeah,
worry about it.
Yeah, it's fine.
Drake?
What?
Drake.
I saw. I mean, we ride the bus every day.
Yeah,
How
Yeah,
old are these two?
I'm
16
17.
now? Yeah, I'm
Oh.
about 16 now.
Okay, sounds about right. I did some things like that too.
Because I'm not believing that Drake hasn't done this before.
Hasn't stolen the school bus.
No,
Stolen the soundtrack.
that's stolen. We gave it back.
What do you think we do at summer camps?
All right, so Susan, you get behind the wheel of this bus, the big wheel. You know, you're like you're a big lady, so it's not quite as big as it'd be if you were a smaller person. And you, after a couple minutes of fiddling, you figure out how to open and close the door. So you got that. The door was just open before. You also find that the little stop sign pops out on the end with the press of a button. So you have basically all the main workings. Everybody else, do you pick specific seats? Is there anywhere you go in particular in this bus?
Drake's in the back.
Very back. Yep, very back window seat, smoking a cigarette.
Fadoon is going
Out.
to try and sit next to Eddie if possible.
Make sure he doesn't do anything.
I go onto the intercom system. Drake, young man, put that out right now.
Drake, you need to put that cigarette out.
I do. Yeah. Fine. I just
I
pinch it out and check it out the window, like. Yeah.
That was a waste of cigarette.
I'm gonna take one of the front seat and I'm gonna put the cat in my lap.
All right.
I'll stick a front seat so that I can look out the window, front window.
All right.
You see Eddie trying to change seats often to get away from Futun. Like, Bethune was next to him, like close to him, he'll move. And it's kind of like a if they follow, eventually he's gonna just cave in and stop. He's like, what?
They won't like follow in the sense that like they're not gonna like keep sitting next to you. They'll like maybe be in like this like seat across the aisle or something. And when Eddie asks them like what, they look just super excited and they say, "You mentioned that there were things in the forest, correct? Now
Yes.
I work in the forest and I have never seen or heard any of these things. I would love to hear what you think is going on."
Or what we saw today, like right now, the shadow. That I don't know.
Or just anything. And before you mentioned there's a cult in the forest.
Oh, they went back to their time.
To their time. So
Mhm.
there's time travel involved.
I assume so. Didn't we talk about this, or didn't the town already know about this?
I
Maybe not.
feel like the town on the whole doesn't know. I think there's some people who might know in the town, but
The school
I knew it. I knew
faculty should know about this because they were part of it. Were you part of the school faculty?
I was not, but that is good to know. And you can see like Bethune is like making like mental notes as they're having this conversation. And
How far
then
back are you sitting?
I'm sorry?
How
We're
far
like
back are you
probably
sitting?
near the middle now because
Eddie was moving
yeah,
around.
I was moving around.
If Susan hears this, the car just sort of swerves at the mention of
Whoa.
the
Oh, shit.
school faculty being involved, and then like she sorry, intercom, sorry, I'm sorry.
Are you sure you don't want us to drive,
Don't
Susan?
jerk the wheel. Easy.
Slow.
I'm
Easy.
eavesdropping and taking notes, and I turn around in my seat and I ask Eddie, "Okay, so the school faculty was in it. Is this also
Yes.
the cult that recruits in the Little League baseball games, or is that a different cult?"
You're talking about a different cult. This is
Okay,
not
yeah,
that. I think whatever you're getting your information is completely wrong.
Well, you have to be willing to be wrong in order to get things right.
True.
If
I
you
like that.
only believe things where there's evidence, you'll miss the real truth of things. So gotta cast a wide net.
I really like that. That's actually you're smart, Lucky. I like that.
Well,
So,
I actually have some notes that you can take a look at later if you want.
Oh, that's fine. I get my information from other people, but that's okay.
as
Maybe later.
How
your
many cults are there?
I only know the one. Well, two, but I won't reference that because we have somebody on this bus that might not like it. So,
Susan, as you're having an existential crisis about these cults, you notice something very weird, which is saying something. There's been a lot of weird stuff going on today. There is a car barricade in the middle of the road. A bunch of cars have been moved to block the road.
Oh, that's
break!
Yep, we're stopping. We're stopped.
Okay, so you screech to a halt. The bus shudders a little bit, lifting a little bit, going up, and then thudding back down. What do you guys do?
This is why I get bus sickness. Wow,
We need to get these cars just from the road. Lucky Futul.
Well, the thing
Robin,
is, someone moved these, right?
Can you
Which
click?
means-
Someone doesn't want us to leave town.
I don't think we
Something.
can be able to leave town. I feel like this happened before, which means if we try to move these cars, something bad's gonna happen.
Susan, can you click the bottom thingy that opens the door? Thank you. Robin steps out.
They go right back out. Oh, sorry. Now they're open.
Robin gets out of the car.
Robin, wait, don't go alone. I get out of the
it's
car
fi-
too.
It's fine. This is right here.
The headlights also flash on the bus, and like the stop sign goes out. Susan's like
Oh my
flailing on
God.
buttons.
She's a bit. It's okay. There's coats and like her kids are growing up here.
Robin is.
Safe.
Oh my god. Robin is going to move up to this barricade of cars. You saw that, looking it over and brush a hand across it. At least think back to the little, what they did earlier. And I would like to ask, who has touched this place thing, pretty much?
Okay.
Like as I think back to my reading from earlier.
Okay. So, is this referring to when you cast the bones?
This is referring to when I cast the bones.
Okay, so you get a, as you brush your hands against one of the cars, at first, there's a vision starts and you get only blackness, like just like it's as if you're not seeing anything. And then the longer you kind of stay in this trance, your hand gently on the car, you see eyes in the darkness. And then the darkness kind of coalesces into that same general shape that the others saw in the woods. But you don't get any more information. You just see that you think whatever was in the woods probably was the thing that moved this.
Okay.
Fortuna's
But
going
it's
to
only,
join.
but it's only one. But it was still only one pair of eyes. It was the many pair of eyes when I in my vision.
One pair of eyes.
Okay.
Fatoon, you are going to go out of the bus?
Yes, I'm going to join Robin, and seeing Robin sort of investigating and using their sort of like magical ability, Fortuna is going to try and recall anything that they can about this creature that they saw. Like, do they know anything from their previous research around like different cryptids or different dark entities in the town?
Yeah. I'm trying to think the best thing to have you roll for that. I would say either investigate a mystery, or you could roll help out for this, since you're kind of basing this on seeing Robin getting this vision.
I will go with investigate a mystery.
Okay.
Let's see.
Go for it.
Hey, very good. So that's a success for you.
It seems we don't really do like mixed successes here.
So on this, I will hold two
Okay.
to ask some questions.
Okay.
So the first question that I'm going to ask is, what was it going to do? The creature that has created this barricade to prevent us from getting into the forest, what is it going to do?
You believe, given what you know about various monsters, entities, as well as what you know about this town, that you think it was trying to stop you from getting near the lake. This specific road is the fastest road to the lake. That's what you think it was trying to do. You don't know for what purpose, though.
And can I use my second hold to ask, where did it go?
Yeah, so taking a look around, you don't immediately spot the shape. However, you do feel that prickling sensation on the back of your neck, and there is a tall building behind you in clear sight of this barricade. You think that would be a great place for someone to go if they wanted to see what happened.
Futhun gets this uncomfortable feeling, turns to Robin, and says, I don't think it wants us to go to the lake. And I think, and turning to the big building, I think it went in there.
It don't want us to go to the lake. That's what's it. So it's hiding something for us, and clearly is intimidated enough to want to stop us. That's good for us, I think.
I think our best bet might be to play its game just for now. See what's up in
Okay.
the building.
Yeah. No, I
Eddie's-
agree.
Eddie's doing the same thing, sneaking up behind the two, kind of peeks over their shoulders to look at the tower or what was it, the building.
Just a big building.
And before he says anything, he's going to use the sight
Okay.
to see if there's like kind of like a magical path or anything that maybe the creature was walking towards. So he's using his sight for that.
All right. Give me just a moment to read. Can you pop your click your sight ability? It should just show up in the chat. I just want to read it real fast. If you can't, I can just view it as well.
How do I?
Sometimes there's a way to just pop it in there. Let me see.
Share details.
Oh, yep, there we go. Because I just want to read it real fast to see exactly what it says. Okay. So
So we'd have to roll a
I-
mystery.
yeah, investigate a mystery for me.
Mhm.
Let's
So
see what you can see.
Or roll roll 20. That's the word.
There you go. Yeah, you did it. Okay. So, you're going to get a couple of questions you can ask. You're kind of asking where did it go, but in more of a sense of can you see any specific like paths or anywhere it could
Right.
be going through magic. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So, while you don't see a specific path necessarily, you do notice something a little bit strange. Whereas usually when you're looking to track something using the sight, you will see a straight path in which the creature, or individual, or person has walked. Instead of seeing a straight path, you are seeing blips, essentially. Like the whatever this was in one place, and then it was just in another, without moving between those 2 points.
But it's leading into the building.
It is leading into the building, yes. But it didn't
Yeah.
have to go there by standard means.
Susan sticks out of her head out of the bus. Hey, are you going to move the car still?
So before, right,
Huh?
or during when she says that or whatever, he's going to be like, I guess the entity is using teleportation of some sort, kind of like in their ears,
From behind
so
them.
like from behind them, so that like out of nowhere. But what the others on the bus would have saw was Eddie kind of like tiptoeing behind them, and then right like.
I like that all of this is completely purposeful on Eddie's part. Like, it's not that Eddie is, like, just super sneaky. It's that he purposefully does this to people.
I look over
God.
to.
Eddie, wait.
I
Did you say teleportation?
Yeah, it's just like a little blitz. So like it'll be here and then here. It's like a little here and then at the building.
So it's very fast.
Yes, it's not even walking. There's no tracks like that. You don't see it.
Wooden turns to the bus and yells out, I don't think we're going by the bus anymore.
I move up to the barricade.
Could we maybe be quiet and not yell? Well,
If it's looking at us, but if it can teleport around, then there's no use in trying to go after it, is there?
We might be able to find out more about what it's doing if we go into the building. We might not be able to catch it, but information is power, right?
information is
Information is
first.
absolutely power.
It would be
The first
But-
rule of investigations is go where they don't want you to look. That's why the government has all those sealed off properties.
Listen to Lucky. Lucky is very smart.
Yeah, we should definitely go
I'm
to
trying-
the lake, but I don't. But I do think you have an. But the lake is like all the way over there, and we can still go there afterwards.
So Eddie is saying nice things, but I'm very suspicious. So I'm trying to gauge: is this manipulation or is this genuine?
It is very genuine.
Okay.
Because Eddie, or Lucky reminds Eddie of a friend from
Aw.
another
Oh, that's sweet.
session.
Okay.
Actually, two of them. One of them, Corinne played.
Well, I think
Phoebe.
the last thing we should do is split up. So first we should do everything else and then we split up. No,
Last time we split up, we almost died. So
Yes.
I prefer everybody stay together.
Yes,
I agree.
Let's stay together. That would be step one.
So is the ranger station en route to the lake?
So, Fatoon, you would know that this was one of the direct routes to the ranger station, but there is another way you can go that wouldn't take you directly to the lake. That way might not be blocked since it's not going to the lake. It's a roundabout method.
Thing is,
Yeah.
whether we go to the building or to the lake, I would be happier with the kind of bear spray in my hands.
We
No
can
offense,
just go
Susan.
past here, right? Why? Anyway, we can just go past here. I remember driving this way when we went to the ranger station a little back. Just
There is a second
That's
way
right.
that we could go that gets around the lake, and maybe it wouldn't have been blocked.
And maybe the creature will think that we're intimidated. Always have them underestimate you.
That's true. Maybe they think that we're
There's just something about this
giving
building.
up on this
though.
location.
What if we did both? What if we went to the building and then went to the lake afterwards, or to the station afterwards?
That's what I've been saying.
Well,
But
if
let's just-
you all
since
think it's a
we're
good
already-
idea.
Since we're already here, let's just investigate the building.
Okay.
I mean, there could be like somebody trapped in there.
All right,
That's,
so you're going to approach the building. Is that right?
Yeah.
All right. So as you get a little bit closer, you see that this building is one of the few hotels in the area. Basically, the only one in Lake Wonder. It's not super tall by any means, but it is one of the tallest buildings in Lake Wonder. The only things taller would be the hospital, and a part of the school goes a little bit higher. This hotel has one of those revolving doors. It is gently revolving as you get closer, just slowly moving.
As if someone just moved through.
Don't love that.
I
Is
walked
there-
through.
Is there like a staff entrance, perhaps?
There is another door beside it that you would just pull open. One of the
wheelchair.
the wheelchair accessible entrances that had the little push door button. So you could use that instead if you like, but it is still right next to it.
Yeah, it's
I
like-
try and get between Drake and Eddie and the door because gotta protect the kids.
I am just gonna start walking straight through.
Well,
Before
that's-
you guys go in there, I watched a strange movie where they couldn't escape the hotel.
Hotels are notorious for ghost sightings, so
That
Robin is
and
waving from the inside.
Minotaurs, if you ever saw that movie before.
I don't really watch movies. They're just Hollywood's way of trying to narrow down your worldview.
Oh, lucky.
Just be careful.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with Eddie. Just be careful.
With everyone saying to be careful, Fudun pulls out like the magical dagger that's in one of their many like cargo pant pockets. They pull it out and they say, "Don't worry, we'll be okay."
Hold up, Frank.
Eddie's got a gun.
Whoa, yep.
And
That's
Fudun follows Robin
So,
through the revolving door.
I was gonna say, Robin probably mimes from the other side, like, "Are you coming?" I've been standing there for a while, like, "Hello." Where you go?
We're all discussing. Should we
You
go
just out
in? Should
there
we not?
discussing, shall we
So-
go in? I'm already in there, and I'm like, okay, guys, where are you?
So now Fatoon and Robin are both through there already.
Okay, yeah, let's
do
stick
the others
together. Let's
follow.
stick together.
Yep, we're going in.
All right, so
Be careful, okay?
you get through the door, and the only obvious sound is the sound of the soft little fountain that is in the foyer. It's not big, not very ornate, just like a little nice fountain to create ambiance. The water is gently going as water does. You come here for the water sound effects. And as you walk in and notice that fountain, there is something that's quite surprising. A phone rings at the desk.
I run and pick it up.
Hey, yeah.
Lucky are you? Okay.
All right, Lucky, you put the phone to your ear,
It's a clue.
and you hear at first, like the waiting music, as if you had called the hotel. So it's like the da 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 da, an agent will be with you soon. Da 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 da, and then
There's no one there.
and then eventually it does connect. You hear a soft click, and you hear breathing on the other end of the line into the phone, like heavy breathing, as if someone's been running. And then it hangs up.
Hello.
What was that?
That was fine. It's
Lucky, what did you hear?
there was music and breathing, and then they hung up.
Oh. Sounds
Is there
like-
a... I'm gonna look at the phone system. Is there a way to, I don't know, redial it and see from which room it came or something?
Yeah, so as you look at this phone, you do see that there is a button on it that you think would be used by the receptionist to call back the room that just called. You can try that.
I'm gonna try and call back, see if it says which room it's from.
Okay, so you press the button, bring it to your ear, and it rings. And rings.
Does it say on the screen if it's calling anything in specific?
It looks like it should, but instead of showing a room number, it's just showing strange symbols. And it rings.
Robin, come look at this.
Yeah.
I copied the symbols in my notebook.
The symbols are changing a lot, but the more you look at them, the more you think that it's like the phone doesn't know how to interpret the message that is coming to it.
Yeah.
And then the ringing continues,
I
and
don't.
you can actually hear it if you listen softly somewhere else in the hotel.
I want to do something fast. I want to see if I can leave the hotel and then come back in.
Okay. So, Eddie, you go to leave the hotel, and as you step outside, you feel a little bit of resistance against the door, like it doesn't want to move at first. You push a little harder, get through, and you notice that the sky has changed. There are dark clouds on the horizon, massive, and they are over the lake.
Guys,
Yeah.
Huh?
there's something iffy going on about in the lake.
Um.
Come check it out.
I'm gonna go look immediately.
Yeah, see. I'm not leaving the kids alone.
We should not split up. Oh,
Lucky, do you
This
stay
is-
with the phone? That's still
I
ringing?
leave the phone. I leave the phone off the hook, and
Okay.
I go join the rest. We don't split up. We just discussed this.
And he never listens to himself.
Oh. All right. So, as you all kind of rush back outside, you hear thunder. the it's almost as if this storm is already here, even though it's not raining just yet. And it gets louder, and you start hearing what sounds like the water from the lake, even though you're nowhere near close enough to be able to hear it.
I wonder if it's really that everyone else disappeared, or if actually we are gone.
I try and look up the weather forecast on my phone, and then realize that I have no like, and I just. Platoon, did you see the weather?
No,
Is there-
I
Gonna be rain?
I don't remember it saying that, but what if... Okay, this is going to sound ridiculous.
Mhm.
But what if we're in the lake?
What? We're clearly not. The lake is over there.
Well, maybe we're astral projecting.
Well,
What's
Uh,
that?
It's when you go outside of your body and leave your body behind, and
Well, I'm in my body, I think.
you.
I'm going
Uh,
to pinch Drake, and I'm just see if he is if I'm asleep. So I pinch him. I'm like, did that hurt?
You did feel that, yes, Drake.
Dude, what the hell? Ow! Come on, damn.
I'm checking to see if I'm asleep.
I punch him in the arm.
Ow!
We were awake. There we go.
Oh,
putting hands on each shoulder, pushing them apart, and
as I said, have we considered the idea that maybe we are the one who are missing? Because this is starting to feel very other realm bullshit.
This does
that'd be
not
good actually.
That's what I'm
That'd be
saying.
really good.
this does not seem like a natural weather phenomenon.
Well, clearly.
And if everyone's gone, it can't be the government using their weather changing machines. So it's probably to do with the mysterious creature. I'm gonna take a look back at my notes and try to look at the whole picture and everything the creature has done to us so far. And I'm not sure if that's enough, coupled with this new information, to try and read a bad situation.
Yeah, I'd say you could try and read a bad situation. This situation is definitely bad.
I would like to help.
All right, yeah.
So that means you roll first, right?
I think so. Oh yeah, right. How do you roll?
Yeah, so to help, you would be rolling the cool. So you're gonna roll cool to help out.
Okay.
And then if you
cool.
succeed, then Lucky gets forward for
Yeah, and because I used magic earlier, I have +1 forward on this roll.
yeah.
Nice.
Fun fact. So I'm gonna help out with. Oh, am I out? +1. Let's see.
Hey, success! So you
Nice.
successfully help
Big
Lucky out.
success.
You're, I imagine you're kind of looking over Lucky's shoulder, going over their notes with them.
Pretty much. I add
Just
in
bouncing
my own,
ideas back and forth.
Yeah, I add in my own things. And like, oh, I read about this thing, and my card said this. Also, that thing looks like, kinda adding.
So I'm gonna roll bad situation.
Yep, and you do get +1 forward. So
Yes.
yes.
I already added
Okay,
it.
perfect. So you get a mixed success. On a mixed success for read a bad situation.
Get to answer one question.
Yes. So what's your question?
I'm going to ask, I'm looking at everything, and we have the phone in the background, we have the clouds rolling above the lake, and kind of trying to feel like whether that's something we should head towards or further away. So I'm going to ask, what's the biggest threat?
The biggest threat is what is at the other end of that phone.
Okay. So what I say is I'm getting the feeling that this cloaked figure is really the biggest threat here. So going after that directly feels like a mistake. If it were up to me, we should head to the lake, see what it doesn't want us to find. Perhaps we're in the lake. Could be. Perhaps everyone else is in the lake. Perhaps there's something there. It's trying to keep us out of there, and
Let's go find out what's in the lake.
Yeah.
Does
All right.
anyone have like an umbrella or a coat or something? It's just that I just things just start smelling dreadfully when I get wet. I just
I think we can deal with a few bad smells.
like okay.
I know there is some towels back at the Futen's place in the
Ranger station?
the ranger station. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that
also,
is-
Putin like takes off their jacket and like hands it over to Susan
Aw.
as well.
Thank you. That's thank you. That means a lot.
I don't mind getting a little wet.
Let's not stay around.
Sorry, I have to ask. Are you Bigfoot?
That's
I
really rude, you know. I sort of pull my jacket
I don't-
close and like
mean, everyone was
Lucky.
thinking it, right?
Lucky.
No.
Lucky. You don't just ask someone if they're Bigfoot.
Well, I have before, and most people mostly just laughed at me. No one got angry before.
How many people
I ask
have you
you
asked?
if you're human. That's just not. I that's just not.
It's okay,
It-
Susan. You're beautiful.
Yeah, I didn't say she wasn't beautiful. I asked if she was Bigfoot. Or should I have said
That's kinda
Sasquatch?
rude.
Is that better?
Mm,
That's
you don't mention what kind, everybody is just, you just don't mention it.
Can we
didn't
get
wanna
going?
mention it.
We should. Yes, we should go.
Yeah, we should.
Please.
Yeah.
Alright,
You can
Anyway.
you can discuss this after we are back in. You can discuss the whole that thing afterwards. Let's go.
I go and walk on the other side of the group from where Lucky is.
I'm
Aw.
going to help Susan out. I'm going to use telepathy. Kind of to, let's see, use it like a manipulation role to put kind words in her brain. Like, instead
Aw.
of having her say, or Lucky saying something, I'm going to make, like, Lucky said kind words instead.
Gonna manipulate her to
So.
believe it.
Yes, to make her feel better. I'm gonna go ahead and roll my weird for that, if that's okay.
Yeah, go right ahead. I'm just imagining what big teeth you have, Susan.
Uh-huh.
Oh god.
the better for enjoying cupcakes with.
Yeah.
I
because
love
we
your
need-
skincare routine.
We need everybody at their happy. I can't find my roll 20. Like, I hit. I'm really confused. I'm sorry, guys.
That's all right.
I have so many tabs open.
I do that all the time. Did you accidentally close it?
No, because I hit. Oh, there. it is.
Maybe
All right.
close some tabs.
Nope, I made it.
Oh.
I'm going
No.
to use a luck to make that a success.
All right.
Oh.
That was very sweet of you.
Mhm.
So you succeed. You are able to basically just send some really nice things into Susan's brain. Maybe just enough to. Sorry, cameras might have gone a little wonky for a minute there, folks. Just enough to make her feel a little bit better, to kind of get past that mental block she has about being asked directly if she's Bigfoot. And after that, do you guys head back into the school bus to go the alternate route to the ranger station? Or are you planning to do something else?
I think that's a good plan.
Yeah. It's
It's the
A
fastest
regular
way to get
vehicle
there.
would be a bit cramped.
A normal one, yeah.
Couldn't we like? Are you sure we should take the bus or not? Like,
Could walk.
yeah, why, maybe walk through the forest or something. You know, some place where we can actually sneak.
I'm good at sneaking.
I'm thinking being less conspicuous might be better.
Mhm.
I mean, we are standing here at the bus, and just up to this building. They are in the place where they can see us the best right now. The forest would be where they can see us the least because branches.
We could
Forest is a pretty good place for that.
pick up any bicycles we can find, and once we each have
Yeah,
one, we just
that's true. So many people just kind of prove there probably some laying around.
I really love
that's
the idea.
really dark, Robin.
You all on
Drake, did you
bikes.
see any bikes at the school when we came?
Just
I-
walk. Usually, if you want to be quiet about it, walking works.
Yeah, let's walk.
Walking's
Yeah.
fine.
Gonna take a walk.
Let's walk
I know a good
inside.
path that leads to caves area, but not.
Do we
If
risk
no one
going by
else
the
would, who
ranger?
knows?
Do we risk going by the ranger station, or do we just head to the lake?
This is vaguely out of character question, but the Haven, would that be the same as the ranger station, or would it be like a secret location in connection with it?
It would be separate, because the ranger station would be where like all of the park employees would have access to, especially
Yeah.
park rangers, whereas the Haven would be like my my like secret laboratory library.
Okay, in that case, I'm gonna move. And in that case, Robin is gonna like move over to Futun and be like, and you know, first kind of loudly be like, yeah, I'm sure going over to the ranger place it would be perfect. And then I give Futun this kind of shitty eating grin that I always do when I want to go to the Haven because yeah, I've been brought there before.
But then
like-
catches Robin's eye, sees the look, and says, yeah, I think we might be able to find more materials there to help us on this than we would anywhere else. I think it's worth stopping there.
What are you
Heaven
two
knows
notes
we're
saying?
Lucky knows we're talking so much shit right now. And I'm like, just trust me on this one. That's on the other hand, it's completely honest.
Before we head out,
Okay.
what was on that phone? Who was on the phone?
It was a weird breathing person, and then it hung up. And then we called it back, and the call was coming from inside the hotel.
Well,
But
that's
Did,
rude.
did we want to investigate that first before we head out, or
thing is,
we-
I have a really bad feeling about whoever's on the other side of that line, so maybe we should be a
Wait.
little more prepared.
We figured that the thing on the other side might just be the monster or whatever, and we don't know much about it yet.
oh yeah,
Well, that's
maybe
not-
this
you
is
just
the
don't
last
do
place
that.
we need to go then.
There's spiders who sit in the center of their little web, and then they pull a string to lure curious little animals inside there. Felt kind of like that.
I mean,
Uh,
someone should have a word with them because that's just really rude. You don't like the whole calling someone and then not saying something. Someone did that to me once, and it was just like you don't do that. Come on.
All
I think I
right.
did that to you. I was prank calling people. Sorry about that.
You?
So, is the verdict then that you're going to walk to the ranger station?
Yeah, we are probably the
If I find-
ranger station. We are technically not going there. We are following Futa's lead to the secret haven.
If I do see a bicycle just like fell over with the key still in the lock, I'm gonna pick it up, and if we each find one, we can bike.
I think you can definitely
Dutch is
find a
showing.
bike. So if
Yeah.
you want to grab a bike, there's totally a bike nearby. I wouldn't say there's necessarily 6 bikes, but there is
No,
at
I
least
just-
one bike if Lucky would like a bike.
I just walk with the rest until we've all found a bike. And if we haven't found a bike by then,
The goal is
I mean-
for everyone to find a bike.
Eddie's on his skateboard for now, but
And
still
your Dutch is
keeping pace
showing.
with
That's gonna be
everybody.
hard to use in the forest.
All right, so you start going, following Futun's lead. Futun, are you taking them like to the ranger station itself first, or are you just gonna like go as if you're going to the ranger station and then go to your haven instead?
We're gonna go to the haven instead. So
Okay.
the haven is inside the park, inside the forest.
Mhm.
It would be kind of like a ways away from like wherever Futun's cabin is, where they stay. It would be sort of a ways away from that, hidden somewhere in the forest where usually guests don't come into that area, and so it doesn't have that risk of being found.
Okay, all right.
While we are moving there, Robin is gonna pick out pick up the crossbow and just have it ready in case something fucked up shows up from far away.
All right. So as you're all walking, Futun is leading you. Well, they know exactly where they're going. And even Robin seems to have an idea of where you're all going, which is maybe a little weird. Maybe Robin just spends a lot of time at the ranger station. As you go through the forest, the storm doesn't let up. It is only drizzling on you right now, but over the lake it is bad, and you're getting closer to the lake now, so you are getting rained on more as you walk. The ground gets a little bit treacherous, nothing too awful, but you are walking eventually just down a path into the woods, which gets a little muddy, a little sticky, and for a little while you do feel the feeling of eyes lessen. So whoever was watching you doesn't seem to have followed you, at least not yet. You do have a moment of respite as you kind of get deeper into the woods. It seems as much as the trees can hide things from you, it can also hide you, as Lucky mentioned. I believe it was Lucky. And so, yeah, before too long, you do get to where the haven is. Take it away. What does everybody see?
So as you're going, you sort of notice that instead of having gone towards where I think like maybe like Susan and like whoever else would have visited the park, you would have a general idea of where this ranger station is and what it looks like. And you notice that I haven't taken us in that direction and instead have kind of gone in a completely different one. And you see that the trees start to get thicker and thicker and thicker the deeper that we go into this forest. And eventually we come up into a very small clearing, and you see just sort of like barely visible is this like hatch in the ground. It's like covered with leaves and different like twigs and stuff to keep it out of view. And as Futun comes upon it, they sort of like move everything out with their feet, and you can see this like big like circular like hatch in the ground. It's metallic and it has sort of different like inscriptions on it. And they kind of turn to everyone and they say,
Oh,
well, here we are.
is this a secret headquarters?
Something like that. And Futun goes to
Sorry, Lucky, I had to promise not to tell anyone.
This
Futun
is
goes
so cool.
to like sort of puts their hands over the hatch and makes specific like movements along it, and you can see that it starts to glow a little bit, and then it's able to unlock, and you can see a ladder going down, and they say, after you.
Eddie's planning on memorizing the movements of her hand or their hand, and keep that information for later.
This
Better not catch you secretly in
so
here.
cool.
Oh my
question. I grew up in the forest.
Mhm.
is this near where I grew up, or is it like a different part of the forest?
So you actually grew up near the northernmost portion of the forest. This is not quite there. Oddly enough, Fatoon was near where you grew up earlier when they woke up. So it's a place in the forest that has very, very old trees and isn't often. It's another part of the forest that people don't often go to, although there is an access road nearby.
Well, as we walk in there, Robin clearly knows this place. You sort of drops the cat unceremoniously on the floor, and he skitters away and just rolls over. And Robin throws themselves onto the couch. Okay, everyone, now what?
This place is so cool.
So inside the actual haven itself, you can see that it's like lined with bookshelves. There's just like books everywhere, and they're on all sorts of different topics. Most of them are about cryptids, and you notice that there's a particular section that looks to be like the most recently used. That's about like Sasquatch specifically. And then in sort of like one corner, there's another door that, if you open it, would lead to the magical laboratory where they have all of the different materials and ingredients necessary to perform some of the like more complicated spells, which is why Robin has been here.
I helped with that. I probably helped make that place. I was like, hey, you know what you need?
Robin, I cannot believe you never told me about this.
I
But
did
also,
told-
I'm very
I-
proud of you.
I did say I had to promise not to tell anyone.
Yeah. I mean, I knew you were doing something different when you said you were out doing stuff, but I didn't. Whoa, is this a first edition? I thought those went out of print. And I'm opening a book and reading through it.
Oh yeah, that's.
Bethune looks like very proud as like Lucky is looking through all of this stuff.
So what are these?
These are books on different creatures, different magics, different situations that the mainstream media doesn't really want to talk about, or at least wants to pretend that they don't exist. But there's a community of us that know that they do, and so I gathered all of my research here for all of us.
Oh my god, this is where you go on Wednesdays. I thought you just liked taking walks in the forest. Is what I would say if I ever saw you walk into the forest by accident.
Oops.
Is there a restroom around here?
Yeah, just like around the corner over there.
I'll do that. He takes off.
What's Eddie doing?
Well, he hasn't used the restroom since he woke up.
Oh, you just really gotta go.
I thought you were sneaking away.
Honestly,
Wait.
honestly, so valid. Finally, some realism in roleplay.
Come for the supernatural, stay for the realism. People have to pee. All right. So, as you're all looking around this haven, you do find a lot of very cool shit. A lot of things that will be really helpful, you assume, in fighting whatever it is that's been watching you and trying to stop you from going to the lake. Is there anything in particular that you're looking for?
Do you have any magical bear spray?
We can sort of go into the laboratory, and you can see there's a shelf with just like different bottles with like liquids and different sprays in them. And Bethune is kind of like looking through them, trying to say like, okay, is any of this potentially useful? And then trying to think like, based off of what we know about this creature, it seems like it's magical and it can teleport.
Humanoid.
So
And the phone was trying to pick up on something, but it couldn't get a grasp on it. It seemed so. Maybe it's it slips between realities, or it's half a foot outside of our reality. Is there a way to trap it to the physical realm, perhaps? Like make a tether?
I could try a binding spell.
Well, maybe not from here, but maybe we can make a like
but
like a net or something, or a weapon or something that we can use that spell with.
Would the magical laboratory, does that give like a bonus to use magic from perhaps?
I would say it
says-
might. Yeah, can you read it?
Yeah, so it says, I have a mystical lab with all kinds of weird ingredients and tools useful for casting spells like use magic and big magic and any other magical moves.
Okay. I would say that if you gather ingredients and or prepare for a spell in this magical laboratory, I would give you +1 forward on whatever you are trying to do, because you have extra ingredients and you're preparing ahead of time.
Okay. Well, what I need for this one, give a moment.
So, I mean, Eddie has a gun. Everyone seems to have a knife.
Yeah.
Which
You don't
we
have
have
any
weapons, but if we can somehow bind it to something where it can't teleport away, and we can
a piece of rope or thread that's been dipped in a lake under a full moon. I think there's some of those.
As Robin is like reading out these materials, Cthulhu is like running around the room like trying to gather them.
Yeah. So maybe we can make it a bit stronger somehow. Would a blinding spell be useful here? I don't know. Let's see. What more do I have?
mostly something that we can't have it teleport away, right? That's my idea.
Yeah, that's what bind would help.
If you were
bind would help with that,
binding and also blinding it, those would be two things that could stop it from leaving. If you were doing both.
Okay, for the blinding, I need a handful of sand picked from the beach at the night of a new moon and blown to that I need to blow in their direction. So we need to actually be face to face with it for that. But hey, it's a start. What?
Are you the one who's been picking flowers in the graveyard at night?
I mean, I did once bury a piece of mirror in the because it had to be buried for like a week to work for this other spell I have, and I may have picked a couple of flowers. Maybe.
Okay. I thought it was goals, but that's fine.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
All right, so you are able to get all the materials you need in the laboratory, and Fatun is able to help you find them all. You are able to prepare these spells ahead of time, and so if you use them against the who's ever watching you, you will have +1 forward. So make sure you mark that down somewhere so you remember.
Would you like to give a number of how many spells I can prepare so that we actually have a limit?
Yeah, I would say...
Because then I can make little marks so I remember.
Yeah, I would say that while you're here right now, you could take the time to prepare one more spell.
So bind and blind, so it would be 2 spells in that case.
Yeah. So yeah, you have bind and blind that you can prepare right now. If you wanted to do one more, you could. So you could do one more thing.
Okay, I am just going to look into it. This spell I might not even need because I think we're a spooky person. I already can do this. That's pretty neat.
Do you have anything?
Yeah.
In the meanwhile, is there like a kitchenette or something? Because in that case, Susan absolutely starts preparing everyone's snacks.
Yeah,
for
for
sure.
A question for Futun. Does Futun have any like smelly good stuff in the bathroom, like perfume or anything?
You can see that there's like potpourri in there,
but nothing for like to
Nothing
mask
spray.
smells that are for people.
No, you wouldn't see. being like a park ranger, they get like they don't really interact with like people that often in their day to day beyond just like occasional hello in the park as they're passing by doing their work, and they get like dirty too often. They take a lot of showers, so they're like, I don't really need perfume or anything.
Well, a lot of times perfumes can like upset animals and stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm going to quickly like just make a little like soapy spray. Put a little bit of potpourri in there just to get that smell in there. And then I'm going to find Susan because Susan asked for something or to master smell because she was like unconscious or how do you say it?
Self-conscious.
Self-conscious.
from getting wet.
And then from getting wet. So I was like, I need something for you to help you if you want to.
So cute.
Oh,
Oh.
thank you. Here, have a sandwich.
Oh, thank you.
Do you eat meat?
Yes.
Okay, here
And
you
the
go.
more meat, the better.
This one has corned beef on.
Eddie's a
thanks, thank you.
meatitarian.
And mayo.
And I pick
I
out
put a little,
all
like,
the vegetables and I just eat the meat.
I put a little like rucola and all that stuff on.
All right. So,
Tomato.
is there
Is there-
anything else anybody wants to prep before?
I wanted to talk to Robin about the third spell,
Yeah.
because with all the rain and thunder and the lake, is there anything you can do with either water or lightning? To
Oh.
keep us safe from it, or
I mean,
if you have a better idea, that's I don't
I-
know a lot about magic.
I'm not sure. I mean, one spell that might be very useful if we actually, since we have seen it, is the localized creature.
Work.
That way we can avoid it.
I want me to read up the names of the spells I have. I can probably whip something new up while we're here, but this will be faster to do what I already have. Let's see. It's the localized object, localized creature. Changeling skin is a fun one, but I don't think it's really for this. You have channel spirit, anti-detection, didn't work before. Normally it does the opposite of what it did then. You have mending for, if something breaks, illusionary double. That's what I needed a mirror for. Force wall, misfortune, bind and blind I already told you about. Tongue tie, clever escape, lucky break. Summon crows I don't think will be relevant.
Would be cool though. I'm just thinking, should we have something defensive?
See, the thing is that in my day-to-day life, I haven't run into a lot of situations where I literally needed to fight a thing, which is probably why I don't have a lot of those spells. But
So
I
with
can probably
the-
whip something up.
With the mirror thing, would it make a mirror of just you, or of everyone?
Oh, it would make it. Oh, the mirror thing. It would make an illusion of one person or object or creature. So I could make a mirror image of myself, and then I can make it run off somewhere, or of something else, or someone else. But it will do whatever I want if it works, anyways. It should. I think if it doesn't work, it might either turn into something weird or just run off. I'm not sure. I haven't actually had time to try it out yet.
Robin
And they-
hears a crunching next to their ear. A
Oh,
loud crunch. And then with the mouthful is like, what are you doing? What is that? What is that book right there?
that's my spell. That's my Grimoire spell book. You know?
So you can cast spells.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Doesn't always work out the way I want it to, but I can cast some spells.
I can't believe everyone's either magic or Bigfoot, and
I've spoken to you about my spells so many times.
you never did anything real.
I mean,
We're gonna talk about this once we get out of this.
While they're having their conversation, Kutun is just sort of going through their books and trying to find anything that they can on specifically like lakes and weird storms and like the situation that they're currently going through. So I'm going to use the lore library to do that.
Okay.
And take a +1 forward to investigating a mystery.
All right. Take that +1 forward.
Ooh, love that.
In the background, you hear sizzling as Susan has started using her frying pan to bake eggs and stuff.
Ooh, that smells really nice.
Ooh, nice.
I made sandwiches.
All right.
I could take one.
You
There's
have
like a whole plate of like little triangle sandwiches.
Oh, the little
all made up and
triangles.
stuff.
Oh.
Hamna. You can ask. You have some questions you can ask me now because you definitely succeeded.
Okay. 2 questions. 1. What happened here? Specifically asking in regards to the storm and the lake.
Okay.
And the fact that like we could hear it even though we weren't there.
Yeah. So the fact that you're hearing the lake even though you're not at the lake.
Yeah.
So you're not able to find direct reference to something like this necessarily happening before, but you do find that you think that this could perhaps be a time repeating itself, a traumatic moment recreating itself, and essentially being broadcast to people. It's something that happens with ghosts and near-death experiences, things that have to do with people who are between life and death for one reason or another. Usually ghosts are the main example.
Okay. And then my second question, I want to ask, what is being concealed here? And here meaning like the lake.
Okay. So you think at the lake, in your books, you're not necessarily able to find anything regarding the lake. But as you're rifling through the books, you find a newspaper clipping that you were using to mark another passage. And you pull it out, not remembering putting it there, but you don't necessarily remember everything you used as a bookmark. And as you take a look at it, it's not a full page, but you see that it mentions a boating accident that occurred some time ago. It's dated probably around 6 months ago. There was a boating accident in Lake Wonder.
I bring the newspaper clipping to the rest of the group, and I say, I think everything that's going on has something to do with this accident. I think whoever was involved is maybe doing this.
Can I see? I'm gonna take a closer look at this. Maybe I should actually prepare the channel spirit spell then.
It could be worth it. I think we're dealing with some sort of undead.
Yeah. Who were the people? Do you have the names of the people? Because I do need the name of the people who died, if anyone died. I'm assuming.
So in the boating accident article, it some of it's cut off. There aren't. It wasn't a clean rip. It's not like Futun specifically ripped this out because they were interested in it. It was more of this is a scrap of newspaper. But it does have a first name. The name is Mira. It doesn't. It says that one passenger, Mira, and then like the name's kind of cut off, and then you see somewhere else in the article critical condition.
Oh. So if not. So. So could it be
by giving you sandwiches? Oh no, I heard about that. That was tragic.
Do
I
you
think
hear
it's
the
somewhere on
last
my
name
wall.
of this person?
Do I know a last name? Are they like a kid or?
So Susan, you do remember this incident. You're a mom about town. You remember that it wasn't somebody local. This was not a townie. So you don't have a last name, but it was somebody who came to Lake Wonder, probably on vacation. The lake does draw some tourists. It's a very nice lake, and the forest preserve is good too, which Futun, you would know. You do get quite a few tourists.
Well, that's unfortunate. We do need a full name for me to be able to use that, but critical condition, it implies, did you ever heard this person actually died, uh,
It
or did they just, or have they just not woken up since, so that some sort of part of the consciousness is stuck here?
well, if they weren't a local, they wouldn't have been buried at the cemetery. So I don't think I would know that way.
No, but but this was in a newspaper clipping, so if we go to the library, we should be able to find the full thing, right?
Right? Do we have time for that?
I don't know, but do we have time to not check it out?
Yeah. Couldn't we do divination of some sort
I
to try and
mm,
find
to try and find
the full name?
the full name. I I would have to improvise, but I guess I could give it a try while we're here. I'm gonna mess around a little bit in this room, and I guess I am going to use magic in this place actually. And this is me improvising. This is not in my spell book.
Okay.
I am going to take like what I know of this, like putting a little pieces together. I mess in, pull up my little bag and see, where did I put that thing? Oh shit, it's fallen out. Oh, there we.
I would say Robin would know that while it isn't an exact science, she could try spirit writing, essentially using their magical abilities to try and connect and spell out something that's relevant.
Right.
I have a question
I-
because I still have that second question for my psych. So if I roll that success,
Yes.
would I be able to kind of see any magical influence? Not magical influence, but like this, like spirits around us or whatever, kind of give us the name of.
I'd say you could certainly try and connect with the spirits to see if they know.
I'm
You
gonna
can
try
probably
that.
help.
Yeah, if you wanted to do that to help, to give to help with Robin doing a spirit writing, like you two work in conjunction. I think I would allow you to help with that without rolling for it in this case. Basically, just being you're doing
Okay.
this and it is helping.
So instead of the +1 from the Haven, I would get a +2.
Yeah,
That's
so
pretty
you
neat.
do have a +2 here to try and spirit write with Eddie's help.
Okay, so I probably like reach out to, like, since you're the one seeing the spirit, like seeing spirits around, put a hand on Eddie's shoulder if Eddie's okay with that, and pick out this little crystal thingy that I hold in my hand for a moment, and then I put it before placing it on on a piece of paper before me, and then I pick up a pen and close my eyes as I try to channel this magic. Let's see how this goes.
All right.
I also put my hand on their hand to kind of like guide it.
Okay.
Okay, and I have +2 forward.
Oh, and everybody
7.
would see
Okay.
Eddie's eyes turn like white, like just white.
And
I think pretty much the exact same happens to Robin's
so
at this point.
the sight that everybody who's not participating in this sees is, Robin placing a hand on Eddie's shoulder, Eddie placing a hand over Robin's hand as they grip the pen, and both of their eyes go white. You see Eddie looking off into the distance, seemingly like trying to find somebody, and then he starts to guide Robin's hand, and Robin, your eyes seem to zero in on whatever Eddie's looking at. And as you write, letters start to appear on the page. The letters are C O L E, spelling
Oh.
out coal. But something
It's
happens.
not. Oh boy.
Eddie and Robin both drop to the ground. And
Rush towards Eddie.
Crush towards Robin.
Like
and
trying to get him up, get him like. Are you okay? Are you okay? Eddie, please. Are you okay?
Something else happened to them?
if you all want to look at the roll 20, I will show everybody as well. You all, or at least Eddie and Robin, you see the ceiling of a hospital. You hear a monitor, heart monitor, going off beside you. And you hear the chatter of doctors and nurses. And that's where we're going to leave it today.
Oh boy. Someone
Oh.
is not. Oh. Not someone.
We're in the hospital.
How
It's
did
all
we
a
get
lie.
here?
I don't think we are in the hospital.
Yeah.
We're all in someone's mind.
Uh,
All right. So, this has been our game for today. We will be back next week, same time, same place. This was a lot of fun. I would like to thank some of the most recent follows. We just had Original Jolt. We have Jab0055, Blurstellian, which I love. Great name. Thank you so much for the follows, everyone. I hope to see you next week. I'm going to have the cast go around, say their names, who they're playing, and where you can find them if they have internet presences they would like to share. So we will start with Ginny. You get to go first. Who are you?
All right.
Where can they find you? And who do you...
So.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry.
I was just saying, go ahead.
I'm Ginny Boss, basically all over the internet, and you can find me at allgoodquestions.wordpress.com, where I keep a blog that I should actually promote. So here I am doing that.
nice.
Wonderful. Definitely, everybody, check out Ginny. Next up, Taima.
Well, that would be me. So time up playing Robin today, and I can be found on Twitter as Time or Instagram as Time Creative and Time. But if you want to look at my art, the Time Creative is the place to go.
Taima does really great art. Definitely check it out. Next up, we have Mina.
Hey, you can I also stream on. I haven't been streaming often, but since it is summer vacation, I'm going to be streaming again. You can find me at Mina Snooki30 on Twitch. I have some videos on YouTube too. I'll link that eventually. And I'm just a variety streamer. I mostly stream though RPGs and horror games, because that's who I am.
Definitely check out Mina's stuff. She will be back at it soon. It's a summer break. All right, anything you want to share?
I'm not really online. I just lurk.
Lurk with M.
Just like Lucky.
Just like Lucky. Next up, we have Fishy. Anything you would like to share or promote?
Hi, I'm Fishy. I play Drake, and I'm not really active on much social media nowadays, so I'm just kind of lurking too.
Lurk with M and Fishy. They will be with you. And last but certainly not least, Hamna. Who are you? Where can they find you?
Hello everyone, my name is Hamna. Today I have been playing Vora, the expert. You can find me on Twitter at hshahid_, where I talk about pretty much everything. So any projects that I'm a part of, I will definitely be talking about there. So it's a good place to follow. I am also the dice maker for Noctis Resin. So it's at Noctis Resin on Twitter and on Instagram. So if you want some handmade custom dice, hit me up.
Definitely do that. I need to go check out dice because
Yeah.
I have too many dice, but I always need more dice.
Is there such a thing?
I mean, I'm sure that I
Always.
have this whole big bag that's right beside me. Hold on. Not that bag.
Oh, we're showing off dice bags?
This thing is full of them. I don't know if I need more. But yes, I am Corinne. I have been your keeper today. You can find me as Manic Pixie Girl on Twitter without the E in Pixie. We'll be back next week. Please join us. And yeah, this was a really great time. Thank you, everyone. Say bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
And now we'll go to our ending screen. Bye, everyone.